A lavish and grand masquerade ball is being held, and everyone is to attend. Some are dressed as their favorite person in Ballinsport. Others are masquerading as someone who has touched their lives in some way, good or bad. One is dressed as a person from the past in hopes of luring another person in the present to alter the future.
Well, how do I look?
Mr. Ballins, you look just like that lady in the portrait.
Bosette isn't a lady. He was the most enchanting youth in all of Ballinsport. True, he was thought of by some to be of the feminine persuasion, but those who knew him knew he was a man's man.
Carnabas, I only said that because you wanted Maguette to wear that outfit.
He is the very image of Bosette.
I think you've got the wrong idea about Maguette.
Not another word from you about Maguette!
Okay, Carnabas, okay. I'll keep it to myself.
Now the guests should be arriving presently. I will go back upstairs and make my entrance once everyone is here.
Hello? May we come in? Come on in, Wiki. Hi, Johnson. Hi there, Marilyn. I thought I heard Wiki's voice. It is me, Wiki. I fooled you, Thwilly. You sure did fool me. Do you want something to drink?
Thanks, Thwilly. I'll have a small glass of milk and 2 cookies.
Hey, that's funny, because you gave it, the little kid.
No, really, I want a small glass of milk and 2 cookies.
Oh, okay. I didn't put milk on the serving table.
Where's the kitchen? I'll get it myself.
Willie, the grand ballroom looks just grand. Yeah, I put a lot of work into getting it all spruced up.
Come on, kitten. How is it here?
Marilyn, your costume is great.
Costume? What costume? You're a servant. Don't speak to me.
You sound just like your uncle. And speaking of your uncle, here he is. You make for a pretty good day, Mr. Ballins.
I beg your pardon?
Mother came dressed as her favorite person in Ballinswood. Herself.
Jeez, I'm sorry, Mrs. Fodder.
Never mind, Thwilly.
Marilyn, you crack me up!
Oh, thanks. Who are you supposed to be with that rat's nest on your head?
Marilyn, I'm dressed as you! Nice party so far, huh, Wiki?
This milk tastes odd.
That's not milk. It's something special that Mr. Ballins drinks. You better not have any more.
I didn't say it was bad.
Oh my goodness!
Mother! No! Help!
Johnson, that isn't funny. Mr. Ballins, I'm surprised at you.
Oh, Vicky. Don't be inflamed with me.
It's a good thing David's not here to see you dressed like that.
Oh, it doesn't matter. He won't be coming to this party anyway. And furthermore, I won't be scolded by the hired help.
Well, I think you're smoking out here.
It's a good thing David isn't here. He would have a major setback.
Is it true? David spilled the beans. Zip it, Marilyn. Why don't you go David over there for a punch? Stop! Stop, punch.
Yes, come along, David. Tell Cousin Marilyn all about this.
What's going on here? What's going on here?
Doctor, why are you allowed David to come here in his condition?
David must be allowed to express himself, and this was an ideal opportunity.
But David just attacked Mr. Collins.
One mustn't put limitations on expression, Miss Vinters.
Doctor, I'm appalled by your so-called methods.
Pardon me saying, but I really don't see how this is helpful.
Trust me, Miss Vinters. I know what's best for David.
Where's my sister? I'm going to speak to her about your dismissal. Doctor!
Marilyn, have you seen Wiki?
Not yet. I'm so flattered you look just like me. Oh, meet Dr. Hopman.
How do you do, Miss Evans? How do you do?
How do you know my last name?
I must have heard Wiki say it at some point.
Oh, well, your costume is wonderful. I thought you were Carnibus for a moment. Where is Carnibus?
I am here.
Carnibus, you look marvelous.
So kind of you to say. And you have chosen my dear cousin Marilyn as your inspiration. I had hoped everyone would be in period costume.
Oh, well, I had easy access to Marilyn's hair products and her clothes. But I'm on my period, if that helps.
Hello, Carnibus. I hope you don't mind my homage to you.
But I am indeed flattered, Doctor. And Baguette, although I had hoped you would be wearing this, you are quite charming dressed as Miss Vinters. Quite clever of you and Dr. Hoffman to come dressed as the opposite of your own gender.
Thank you, Carnibus. Huh?
Maguette, let's get something to drink. Do you like ale of ginger? Do you like ale of ginger?
No, I think it's awful. But I'm sure there's something else to drink here.
I absolutely adore ale of ginger. At nighttime, I live for the evening.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Oh, yes. It's a lovely party.
Where is Thrilly? You should be serving drinks to the guests.
Oh, well, I'm right here. Would you care for a can of peas, Wiki? Oh, yes.
Thrilly!
Well, it's just a little party joke. Would you care for a real can of peas?
Now who have we here as my dear cousin Gisbert?
It is your cousin. After all, I am my favorite person in Bollywood. Carnibus, you've done a marvelous job restoring the place. You know, I often played here as a young boy. Girl, I am feeling rather spent. Would you mind terribly if I lay down in my favorite spot in the house?
Certainly not. Which room is it?
The basement.
But the coffin! What are you talking about, Lily?
Yes, whatever is he referring to, Carnibus?
Well, he means, why, I've been coughing, as Thrilly would put it. I've been coughing.
He's been coughing in the basement. Coughing, coughing, coughing. You better not go down there, Mrs. Potter. You might catch something.
Very well, take me to another room, Willie.
Barnabas, where might I powder my nose?
I'm afraid all the mirrors in the house were smashed to bits when I arrived.
Oh, well, that's okay. I really just need to pedal.
The facilities are outside.
So, what do you think of Carnabas, Miss Bevins? What do you think of Carnabas?
She's both frightening and fascinating, eerie and exciting, spooky and spectacular.
Yes, I get the point. You're becoming infatuated with Carnabas, are you?
Infatuated? I don't know. I do feel drawn to her, but I have my mind set on someone else.
It's Wiki, isn't it? That's why you selected her to come as this evening. Miss Bevins, look at this jewel. Isn't it lovely? Look only at this jewel. Think only of Wiki. Forget Carnabas. Think only of Wiki Vinters. Look only at this jewel. Forget Carnabas. Think only of Wiki.
What are you doing, Dr. Hopman?
Nothing, Wiki.
Oh, it looked like you were hypnotizing that guy.
What? Oh, I must have blacked out for a moment.
I was merely showing this lovely jewel to Miss Bevins. Isn't that right, dear?
I guess so. It's beautiful.
Now, if you will both excuse me, I want to look at this marvelously historic house.
Marilyn, you make a splendid Roderick. But I don't think I know these two ladies.
They both come as Scorcher, David's late mother.
I can appreciate your macabre sense of humor.
Yes, it's a laugh, right? Right, Daddy? Oh.
Carnabas, you look oddly familiar to me. Who are you dressed as?
She's dressed like Rosette.
How did you know David?
Before you lived here, I used to play here all the time. And I remember the portrait. And Rosette is the ghost I've spoken with ever since I've been here.
What did you say?
Oh, you didn't ignore him! He's under the care of doctor, you know.
Carnabas, you look great.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Ah, Magette! Did Dr. Hotman abandon you?
Well, she went off to look around the house. She said she's quite the history buff.
Please excuse me, everyone.
It was pretty clever of me to dress as jizz for that swanky party. Man, look at this place. Hope I don't run into Jizz. Me, smart Bedlin.
Mrs. Potter, are you feeling better? Well, you didn't rest for very long. It must have been highly recuperative. I'm sorry about all the ruckus with Mr. Ballings and David. Well, I thought everybody heard it. David announced that Mr. Ballings is not his father. Dr. Hopkins says he needs to express himself to unburden his troubles.
Wiki, may I unburden myself too?
Of course.
You know that room in the basement I keep on lock and key? Well, I want you to get the key and unlock the door, but don't go in.
But I thought you keep the key on your person.
That's right, I do, but you must get the key without my knowledge. I know. If you realize that Johnson is providing special services for me.
Is that Marilyn dressed as Rodlick? Hot.
Or if I'm fast asleep, you can creep into my room and get the key. But I must never know. Now promise me you mustn't speak of this again, ever.
But Mrs. Potter,
I must never know I exist. Now promise me.
I promise.
Good. Now, which way to the camp?
It's that way.
Psst, Marilyn, this way.
Well, that was fast. Did you find the can?
What am I babbling about, Vicky? Never mind now. Are the facilities in the house? Or was one still piddle outside?
Well, didn't you just go?
Vicky, you know how I detest when you ask questions. Really, sometimes I don't think you're my daughter at all.
Dank Shadows is an Eden Graham Stansel production.